What you want to say, I think what you want to say is that not everybody needs to know everything. I agree. I don't know what is inside my computer. I don't know how to fix my car. I don't know how to repair my washing machine. There are a lot of things that I don't know how to make my clothes. There are a lot of things that I don't know. So it's true that not everybody needs to know everything. This is science. This is the scientific method. The scientific method is organization and compartmentalization, which is these people do this, these people do this, these people do this. Step one, step two, step three, and the group one gives something to group two gives something to group three, and so there's a process of doing things. Yeah, not everybody goes to the opera, not everybody goes to art galleries, not everybody reads classical literature, and all these elements of culture have a producer and a consumer, and the consumers use the culture, and the producers have a more intellectual role where they are involved in culture creation. Um, but there's a problem because a lot of people think they know what is good and they think they know what is right, but they don't. It's the problem of if you go to a modern art gallery, it's full of shit. Right? You go to a modern art gallery, it's full of post-modernist rubbish. It's crazy. I have books on modern art, and I can't even open them because they're so ugly. I mean, art is meant to be beautiful, and you go to these galleries, and a lot of the art is not beautiful. It's very disturbing, and this is a big problem with modern culture, and we think that we can solve the problem by having experts who organize things and by making sure everybody has an education, and these two things don't work because experts are the people who think they know, not people who know, but they think they know. And the more intelligent you are, the less you know. Because the more intelligent you are, the more you understand how big the universe is. And the more you understand how much you don't know. Okay, intelligent people understand 1% of the universe. But stupid people understand 99% of the universe. So, you see what I'm saying? So the problem is that a lot of intelligent people don't want to be involved in the creation of culture because they don't know what is best for everybody, because they don't know everybody, so they don't know if people will like it or not. But the stupid people know exactly what everybody wants. Everybody wants this because this is um and this is what happens. What happens is that good people take a step back, and the intelligent people take a step back, and the people who think that they're intelligent, they march forward and lead us down the path of socialization and societal self-destruction. And we also think we can solve the problem with education. Give everybody a good quality of education and society will go to the next level. Well, that doesn't work, unfortunately. It works at the beginning, the same way all education works at the beginning. The education from age 3 to age 5 is very fast and very good and very progressive. And maybe from age 5 to age 8 it's still very good, but after that it just crashes and it is destroyed. And the idea that we need to give everyone a good education, well, it's what I said earlier, that the more you have, the lower the value. So if I have, if there's one, I don't know, if there's one copy of this book in the world, this book is very expensive. But if there's 1,000 copies of this book, this book has no value. So if there is one school with one kind of education and it is very difficult to get to that school has high value. But if there are lots of schools and everyone can go and study, well, then education has no value. The sad fact is that you don't want everyone to have an education because you don't want to give qualifications to stupid people because that's not going to help society. It's not going to help the world if everybody gets a certificate. That's not going to help the world because there's no differentiation between being intelligent and being stupid. And when you can't tell the difference between the lower class and the middle class because everyone has a qualification, then you end up employing lower class people in companies instead of middle class people because there's no differentiation because everyone's got a degree. In fact, I think that in 10 years time or 15 years time, and it started now, but you wait 10 or 15 years, employers, companies like you will be looking for people who don't have an education, who didn't go to university, who didn't go to college, because all of these people who went to college and university will be stupid because the value of the degree goes down. You will want somebody who didn't go to college, who didn't go to university, who got a job and worked and knows what the real world is like.
Do you think all university, only university in Slovakia?
This is the problem because every school is a little bit different. Like every person is a little bit different. But we have one education system in the world.
Yes.
There's just one system, and this is crazy because the system was built from the PhD qualification, which originated in Germany about 150 to 200 years ago, and all of the universities in the world were started by people from Germany or who studied in Germany because all of the governments of the world sent people to Germany to study, to learn how to create a system, and then these people were sent back to the countries to construct the world education system. There's only one system in the whole world. That's why you can go from Slovakia to Colombia to New Zealand to Thailand and basically get the same education everywhere because there's really only one system. But the schools are different because people are different. But at the moment, now everybody is going to college or university basically because there are no jobs. That's why they're going, because there are no jobs. There's no jobs for these people. So they all go to college and university and they wait 5 years. And then they go and look for a job. And this 5 years is not progressive. It's not developmental. People don't go forward, they stay in the same place. And this is a problem when progressive independent organizations are looking for intelligent, motivated people to work in the companies because nobody has any real experience of life, or only a small percentage of people have. Now, Slovakia is a little bit different because Slovakia is behind the rest of the world 10 or 15 years. Behind Western Europe, at least 10 or 15 years, which is positive. Because this position, 10, 15 years in the future, is not good. So Slovakia has an advantage because Slovakia doesn't have the same problems here that people have in Spain or in France or in Germany or in Britain. But that will come here. Because everything will come here eventually, because there's one system. And when that comes here in 10 or 15 years, everyone will go to university, everyone will have a qualification, and the quality of the education will be really low. Because when you put everybody in one group, you have the Tour de France problem, which is your team can only go as fast as your slowest person. Your team can only go as, your company is only as strong as the weakest person. The weakest person. Your company is only as strong as the weakest person. Your team is only as strong as the weakest player. And so when you have this collective education, your system is only as strong as the stupidest people. And if you mix stupid and intelligent together, you don't get intelligent, right? You don't get more intelligent. It doesn't happen when you mix stupid and intelligent together. It just, you become less intelligent gradually. And so this is a big problem. The solution to the problem is that I think the solution to the problem is something very simple. It's called freedom. And in freedom, you don't have to do anything. And that's okay, because when you don't have to do anything, you quickly see who is good and who is bad, and what works and what doesn't. You have a group of people, you tell them what to do, and you will get some results. But you have a group of people and you don't tell them what to do, you very quickly see who can do something and who can't. Because it's what they do when you say nothing that is key. Because everybody can be a good little soldier, right? Yes, sir. Everybody can be a good little soldier, but that's a robot. That's a robot. That's not thinking, right? So you quickly see, and that was when I had an assistant a few years ago, and I interviewed some people who wanted to work for me. And one of my questions was, it's Monday morning and you don't have any work. It's Monday morning, you don't have any work. I didn't give you any work. What do you do? What do you do? That was my question to these people in the interview. It's Monday morning, you don't have any work, I didn't give you any work. What do you do? Because this answer is very important, because this is key. And I interviewed, I think, 8 people, and 6 of them didn't give me an answer. They couldn't answer the question. They didn't know. They had no experience of thinking, of making their own decisions, of self-determination. They had no experience. They didn't know. They said, "Oh, I will be happy." Get out. Don't waste my time. And one of the girls said, "First, I call you, and I ask you, um, do you need something? What can I do now?" And if I say, "Okay, say my phone is busy, you can't contact me, what then?" And she said, "Okay, I go back to last week and I look at what we did last week and I see what the next step is in what we did last week, and I do that." I said, "Okay, you have the job." Yeah, and so this idea, give everyone an education, this works at the start. It works for the people at the bottom. But don't give people an education. And you see very quickly who can do something and who can't. Because if you tell everyone to do the same thing, you can't see who's better and who's worse. You tell everyone, read this book and write a report next week, and everybody has to do the same thing. You can't. There's no differentiation there in that system. Now, no differentiation is good at a very low level. When you have a group of idiots, okay, everybody read this book, right? But at the next level, this is not good. It's not good for for people who have the potential to think, for people who have the potential to have great ideas, for people who are creative. Creative people need space. They need space to grow. To grow. Yeah. You know, you give people a space and you see very quickly who grows and who doesn't. People who grow are the creative people. The people who don't grow, these are the robots. Yeah, they're sold because nobody wants them. The family sell the children to the government, and then the children become privates of the government. They become privates of the government. This is a soldier. A soldier, because they're sold. They're sold by the family to the government. And then the government says, "Okay, here's a gun. Go over there. Kill somebody." and or go over there and fight. Well, sometimes go over there and help people and protect them, but it's very crazy. It's there in the language. Sold. They're sold. So they're not free. They're slaves. What do you do with slaves? You buy and you sell. People. Slaves. And someone in the army is sold. Soldier. These are slaves. It's crazy.
Yes, it's true.
Socialization, understanding social society is very difficult because everybody wants something for nothing. Okay, everybody wants something for nothing. And this is the end.
But
Yeah, it's you have children, here's some money. Oh, you don't have a house, here's a place to live, here's a flat to live in. Oh, you have no transportation, here's a card. With this card you can get on the bus, you can get on the train, and you can go somewhere. Oh, you don't have a job, here's a job for you. And there is a famous cartoon about education. And there's a monkey and an elephant
Mhm.
and a fish. And there's a teacher and there's a tree.
Mhm. Right.
And the teacher says, "Okay, right, climb the tree." We have one system.
Mhm.
The tree is the system. And you ask a monkey, an elephant, and a fish
Yeah.
to climb the tree. Obviously, obviously it's not good
Yeah. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
everybody. Obviously, it's for some people it will be very good. For
Mhm.
some people it will be very good, but for other people it will not be good. That's why we need an open door.
Mhm.
We need an open door to say if you need it, it's here. But if you don't need it, it's okay. You don't have to. If you need it, it's here. But if you don't need it, it's okay. Um, and this is choice. You choose. This is choice. Choice is very important.